Coming up on Movie Show Plus, we hear from Amy Schumer and the cast of I Feel Pretty.
To get to do this on camera with him was so fun.
Greg Russell and friends discuss sport movies.
He actually wanted to buy the urinal in the Tigers locker room for Billy Crystal.
And Tom Santilli tells you if Super Troopers 2 is a worthy successor to the original. All that, plus a whole lot more, coming up on Movie Show Plus.
Sneak peek of what's to come?
I don't know if you know what sneak peek means.
Always wondered what it feels like to be just undeniably pretty.
Are you okay? You hit your head pretty hard.
Wait, that's me. That's me. Oh my God, you see this?
Yes?
I'm beautiful.
I love the character Renee because she's a compilation of all my friends and myself, and so just those parts of your friends that you wish you could have your best friend be more confident. You wish you could just kind of have them see themselves the way you see them.
I think there's like a comedy rhythm that we just sort of know.
Don't scream.
No one is screaming.
Don't even make the noise you just made. Okay, now I know you don't recognize me. You're thinking, who is this girl and why is she here? What was she doing covering our screaming ass mouths? You guys, it's me, Renee.
What's happening?
Full spin.
I think the ongoing social conversation of women and body shaming and perception, I think it's a very important, I think this film has a very important message, and I think it's perfect for Amy to step into it because these are all themes that she kind of touches on in her comedy.
Like at the core of the story, it's about wanting to live your life in an uninhibited way and not letting your inhibitions rule everything you do, including your job, your relationship, your friendships, your everything.
I thought you might want a sneak peek of what's to come.
I don't know if you know what sneak peek means. You're completely naked.
And that's what's hot in Hollywood.
And you're here with the Greg Russell Movie Show, and we are just having a ball. And also, the one and only sports guru himself, a man amongst men, the one and only,
My God.
Rich Curbelo.
Greg Russell, thank you, Jody. How about these sports movies that have been out? What do you think, Greg? I love, we got to really talk about what Major League brought. Major League and Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yeah.
You guys, that was, oh, come on, Jody, that's your guy, dude, come on.
Loved him.
Oh, my God.
Big crush.
Mm-hmm.
When he walked out on the field, just every time with the music, like,
Oh, yeah.
all the girls melting.
Say Hey Billy
Melting.
Mays is like one of my sports idols.
Right.
Wow, look at you. Okay. But the Detroit movies were really good, like the movie 61, Greg. It was,
Oh, yeah.
It was something that Barry Pepper that you talked with.
Right.
What do you think about him?
I was interviewing for another movie, and this was around the time they were talking about tearing the stadium down. So he and I exchanged numbers because he actually wanted to buy the urinal in the Tigers locker room for Billy Crystal. I guess Billy Crystal, you know, would use this one every morning before they started
He
shooting.
found this one specific bathroom.
It's like, that's my
I'm going to buy it.
You know, Billy, that's my spot. That's the one right there. Okay. So, but I know you said, Rich, that you like baseball movies,
Yes.
especially. What are some of your favorite ones?
You know, of course, my favorite the Bad News Bears.
Ah,
and,
yeah.
Of course, Tatum O'Neal.
Mhm.
You interviewed her.
Yeah, the other week she's in the movie God Is Not Dead, the third one.
Okay.
And it was just, fun just being able to say, God, I saw Bad News Bears, honest to God, I think about 10 times that summer because you'd go to the dollar matinee. So it was nothing, big as far as price. And it was just cool back then because I hated it when they remade it. Because in the original, you've got the kids who are swearing, smoking, drinking, Tanner Boyle, the little bigot, and all like that. Where when they did the reboot or whatever you want to call it, they had to make the kids, a little bit, I guess you'd say, tamer.
PC.
Yeah, I mean, they were drinking non-alcoholic beer. I mean, what's that, root beer?
Right.
Boring.
Might as well be.
You guys got to understand with sports, it's such, with the movie Mom, you got to understand it's such an out of the reality of what's going on in life. There's a movie that I really wanted to talk to you guys about, Moneyball. That's a serious movie, Greg. It was talking about how a baseball team actually maneuvers salary-wise, team-wise, takes it through the whole aspect of what a baseball team is all about. Yes, I love Charlie Sheen, but I really love Moneyball because it was an informational movie that you really benefit from.
I just know, because talking to Brad Pitt about that as well, that's what they, wanted to make sure to get across about what was going on at that time in baseball. And like I said, I think they did a great job about it. And because, everybody was like going, how do we get these bigger players? What do we do? And how do we work this thing out? And, boom, he showed how they did it.
How about Slapshot, guys?
I was going to say, bring
love
that up
Let's go into Hockey Town, everybody. I know the season's over, but come on now. This is Red Wing Town here. To the movie, Mom, what do you think about what hockey means to you?
I think there's a lot of antics that go on in the locker room, and you prepare for that shower, and you're shining and sweaty, and I'm just teasing.
I kind of got excited for a minute.
Wow.
Come on,
I'm like, where is this going?
Waiting for the music.
Are
we moving back to Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, so when I think about those sports movies, I want to know what the locker room scenes are doing, what's happening in there. How much am I going to see? Is it going to go too far? Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's a different kind of movie you can't see in theaters.
Yeah,
Slapstick. I don't know. I actually didn't see that
Slapstick, Slapshot. It's still all the same.
Slapshot, my bad. My bad. I'm not making up
That
names.
movie is Slapstick.
Slapstick.
You guys,
Is that
come on
Laurel
now.
and Hardy?
That baseball movie, The Sandbox.
Check out MovieShowPlus.com to watch this episode online and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel.
A Dream Limousine continues to be Metro Detroit's finest luxury transportation service. 734-542-6800. Offering late model luxury SUVs to brand new party buses that seat up to 34 passengers. 734-542-6800. Including the one-of-a-kind Escalade Stretch with the exciting jet door. Call 734-542-6800. That's 734-542-6800. A Dream Limousine.
Daddy, take a bow. Everybody wants to know who's that great big handsome Romeo.
Guys that work with me was a horse with a lavender eye. Around in world we'd wink at girls till the merry-go-round broke down.
Last year, 2017, was just not a good year for comedies at the movie theater. There just weren't that many of them, and the ones that did come out just weren't all that good or memorable. That's why it's kind of refreshing that this weekend we have two comedies opening up, one of which is really good and the other really bad. I'll let you guess as to which one is which, but let's start by talking about I Feel Pretty. It stars Amy Schumer, and it is written and directed by the team of Abby Cohn and Mark Silverstein. They're the ones that brought us How to Be Single and He's Just Not That Into You. What I really liked about I Feel Pretty is that it just has a message, and I found it to be very inspirational. Amy Schumer's character has very low self-esteem, low confidence. She hits her head and magically kind of transforms in her own mind into a beautiful person on the outside. Now clearly I can relate to the struggle of the external beauty and people always judging you by your looks. You know, I get that. The struggle is real, people. Now there's been a lot of controversy around this movie because like, Amy Schumer is not really, it's not like she's obese or, incredibly unattractive. All of those are valid arguments. What I would say, though, is I think that a lot of the things that Amy Schumer is hitting on in this movie are things that are relatable to people, and because of that, I think that this film is going to find an audience. I think people are going to really dig this film. I always say that comedies should be judged on how funny they are at the end of the day. This movie is a different kind of funny that you're used to from Amy Schumer. This is not her stand-up act, her one-note kind of comedy that had, to me, kind of been getting a little tired over the years. This is not Trainwrecked, where there's like all these, crazy gags and stuff like that. This movie has a lot of heart. It's very kind of observant of our culture and what we value, and it really navigates this person through this world. And you can see what kind of doors open up to you when you are just confident in yourself, regardless of what you end up looking like on the outside. This movie, I really highly recommend. I personally really dug this movie. I'm going to give it a solid A. That's how much I liked it, everybody.
It turns out the French-Canadian town Saint-Georges-du-Laurent is actually on American soil. You'll be phasing out a Canadian Mountie unit.
Best behavior, boys.
You guys ride horses, or?
Yeah, this is in 1957. We drive Crown Victorias.
Let's give a big Canadian welcome to the Vermont Highway Patrol.
Come on, guys. They've come up here to tell us how great it's going to be for all of us to become Americans.
Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
With the very good comes the very bad in the form of Super Troopers 2. It is the sequel to the cult classic comedy that came out in 2002 that follows some highway patrol people. This is, now we talk about smart comedy, this is the opposite of smart comedy, what some would call dumb. And that's what I'm calling it. This movie just is kind of, it takes the low-hanging fruit at every turn. Some people might like that. You know, the audience that fell in love with the first Super Troopers, I guess, are a little bit older now. Maybe they still kind of see some nostalgic value to just watching these characters be imbeciles once again. But the laughs are just not really there, and this was really a slog to get through. Poor Brian Cox, who I love, and he just isn't able to do anything in this role, returning as a police captain. This is just a really bad movie. Maybe only meant for people that liked the first one and maybe are just still high enough to go watch the second one. I give this movie a D. Now, if comedy isn't your bag, there is another film opening up this weekend in limited release. It's called You Were Never Really Here. This movie stars Joaquin Phoenix, and it is directed and written by Lynn Ramsey, who did the unbelievable film in 2011 called We Need to Talk About Kevin, which is just a great, great film. This movie, a good film. Joaquin Phoenix plays a military veteran who has gotten entangled in the world of, he's kind of like an Avenger and a gun for hire who goes out and tries to rescue, young women who have been kidnapped. So that storyline right there would tell you that it's kind of this grimy noir action movie, but it is not that in the hands of Lynn Ramsey. This is kind of a trippy, existential, abstract kind of a thing, which kind of fits Joaquin Phoenix's wheelhouse. I'm not sure a lot of people are going to like or get this film. I personally thought that it's worth watching, though. I think that it had a lot of cool elements to it, and it kind of brings you into the head of this this guy who just is in a terrible, terrible space, and it makes you kind of exist there uncomfortably for an hour and a half. I like the movie. I'm going to give it a B. There's a few other smaller films opening this weekend we're not going to cover here, but let's talk about everything. I'm really interested in seeing what you guys think about I Feel Pretty. Okay, Super Troopers 2 also, if you want to talk about that. But hit me up on Twitter, @TomSantilli, and let's start a discussion. Let's talk about I Feel Pretty. What did you think? We'll see you next time.
The murder happened here. I want the case.
Be careful. They will come after you.
We have a suspect, a crime writer.
His victim's body had the markings of someone choked to death using a fisherman's knot.
Only the killer could know those facts.
I think the book is your confession.
You think?
I know he's guilty. Just prove it. But you get too close.
Talk.
You want justice? This is what they made me.
5 girls leashed like dogs. For what drives most humans? Her hair was matted with blood.
Don't forget who you are.
This case is all I have left.
He strangled a man.
What makes you think the murder even happened?
You want to hear the truth?
whatever has an end and the beginning.
Check out MovieShowPlus.com to watch this episode online and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel.
A Dream Limousine continues to be Metro Detroit's finest luxury transportation service. 734-542-6800. Offering late model luxury SUVs to brand new party buses that seat up to 34 passengers. 734-542-6800. Including the one-of-a-kind Escalade Stretch with the exciting jet door. Call 734-542-6800. That's 734-542-6800. A Dream Limousine.
Happiness is bull. You think Picasso was happy? You think Hemingway was? No art worth a damn was ever created out of happiness, I can tell you that much. That's why we're all such miserable assholes.
So you know you're a miserable asshole.
What, you think I'm an idiot? Of course I know.
There's only one place left in the world that processes Kodachrome, and that's Dwayne's photo in Parsons, Kansas. Your father found 4 rolls he shot a really long time ago, and he wants you to drive them.
I have not spoken to the man in over a decade.
He's dying.
Let's go. We're burning daylight.
What, you're going too, huh?
Yeah, unless you want to give me my shot. Why'd you come on this trip?
To see how you measured up against the colossal bastard I've hated all these years.
How am I doing?
You're holding your own.
I remember better days.
Frank, take 7. Marker, 22 frames.
It's one of those, you always wonder how certain things start.
Right.
And you've always heard of this guy, but now you get to see, the genesis of where he came from.
P.T. Barnum was a flawed character, but a genius in many, many areas. He really was a pioneer. He changed show business forever. Yeah. He kind of invented show business. I would say pop culture really started with him. Art in 1830s was meant to elevate, to civilize. It was a little stuffy. There was a lot of opera, there was Shakespeare, there were moral plays about the evils of alcohol and things like that. And he was like, can we just have some fun? Like, what happened to coming into a place for 2 hours and leaving with a smile on your face, happier than when you went in? And that was his thing. The noblest art is that of making others happy.
And here you guys are, two people who, shouldn't have been in love or fallen in love back then. But, hey, love is invisible.
We have a sort of a love at first sight, which is a pretty epic moment in the movie. And it's very kind of unfortunate, the situation that they're thrust into, but it's also electric, and that it's forbidden, but it's very powerful.
So this is an entirely new world for him, and she's explaining, like, this is, no. This does not happen. You don't understand. This is dangerous. This is not going to happen. And so it's that idea of knowing in your mind what you think is right, but then also having to, at some point, let your heart speak louder than your mind.
Check out MovieShowPlus.com to watch this episode online and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel. Check out MovieShowPlus.com to watch this episode online and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel. Next time on Movie Show Plus. Comic book fans, rejoice! It's a special episode dedicated to the new release of one of the most highly anticipated movies of the year, The Avengers: Infinity War.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.